Welcome back, world.
Yeah.
We were back.
Man.
Again. I feel like we're definitely back again. But I feel like we're genuinely back this time. We're back.
We haven't been gone, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. We haven't been gone. But, we haven't, I would say, we haven't recorded a full season in quite some time. And that was because we were waiting for the movie, obviously. And the movie, unveiled itself to the world in all of its glory, became a mega success, all that other stuff. So
awesome.
That was incredible. But we were finally back. We're back on our BS, and we are back with episode 27 of The Lookout. I am Meals. I am here with the Platinum Chanel boy himself, Jeff.
Yeah, you know I'm here, man.
Listen, alright. So we've been gone. I'm trying to find the last episode that we actually recorded and when we recorded. Okay, so for the Boo Saga, last time we recorded, get this, 5 months ago.
Oh my god. You know what's crazy? I tried to forget that we even covered the Boo Saga because that was so much, bro.
Yeah, it was a lot. But 5 months ago was the last episode that we covered for the Boo Saga. So it's really been 5 months since we really did another season. Which is crazy just to even think about.
Yeah, it really is.
Considering we're approaching the year anniversary of the show as well. But man, what have you been doing for the last 5 months, just outside of
I mean, really the same thing I was doing last summer, man. Working, watching the show over and over again. I have not kept up with the dub. Like if it's on and like I'm at the crib, like I'll watch it. You know what I'm saying? But like I haven't kept up. Normally I'll just sign on Crunchyroll and just like pick a random and I'll just watch like 5 or 6 up. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever order it is, I'm just watching it. So besides that, and obviously the Broly movie, all that stuff that we were getting into. Yeah, it's crazy. You say that year anniversary. It's just like that shit's crazy to think about because RSPN is, and we're getting there too. So it's just crazy to think about.
Listen, it's really crazy to think about. Over the last 5 months, I've been doing my due diligence. Everyone has been recommending me animes. This is my thing now.
I noticed, man. I was so proud of you. Like this winter / fall has all been Mills watching different anime.
So, your first recommendation. I went off with your first recommendation, which was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Right. I was watching at the time again, so I was just like, I'm just gonna have him watch Full Metal.
Very good. And I feel like we'll cover it at some point in the future.
Yeah, Full Metal is like it's top 5 for me for sure. It's just really good.
It's just really good. I don't know how we'll cover it, if we cover it on an episodic basis, if we'll cover something, but we'll definitely in the future we'll probably be covering Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood because I did like it, you like it, we both like it. Like it's a departure from Dragon Ball. It's a departure even from My Hero Academia, which I was on as well. So and the main reason I started doing that is because I love My Hero Academia, but it's not coming back until October of this year.
You don't have to put some time aside for that one.
I started reading the manga. I was just like, all right, reading the manga is not making
tough,
this
right?
come back.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. Like the best thing, like I say, I'll just start it over. That's what I usually do. I just end up starting shit over.
Right. So I've done that as well. I'm literally watching on Toonami. I do it week by week, episode by episode. I'm like, all right, and they're still in season 2, which is fine.
Exactly.
So I'm carrying it week by week. I also watch Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, that makes me really happy. Obviously, for obvious reasons.
Hunter x Hunter, which is
for selfish reasons.
It's really, really good. I have a few questions about certain things, but I feel like we'll also cover that in the future at some point.
Sure. I know a good bit about that one.
So I look forward to our spin-off Lookout, like when we start covering Hunter x Hunter. So we'll definitely do that in the future. And then just, the Dragon Ball movie, and shout out to everyone who supported the last episode, and shout out to Baldwin who jumped on and really helped us break down this entire thing. And yes, the gifts are here. So,
man. I didn't know, first of all, I didn't know Balvin had like a whole separate Twitter account.
Oh, I'm sure that's
Did you catch it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'm
sure that's because they don't want to take down his actual account.
I get it.
So,
I follow both, so
This is true. Same here. So shout out to him. The movie, Dragon Ball Super Broly, millions of dollars worldwide.
Yeah, really good. Like it's not just hype.
Right. I really genuinely think shout out to J5 who gave it like 4 stars on his Letterboxd.
I saw that.
Review. Another incredible feat. I'm trying to see if it.
If 5 likes it, you got something.
Right. So I'm trying to see if it's already cracked the highest grossing animes of all time, because it has done very, very well for itself. Dragon Ball Super Broly is in theaters everywhere. We covered all the phenomena of it. It made its way to the internet already in English and in Japanese. So it's just in high quality on the internet. So at this point, you can just kind of relax now. And
it's just like 101 million box office.
That is wild.
That's crazy. Budget, you got like a $9 million budget. So
yeah, I mean, really,
eclipse 100 million worldwide is pretty awesome.
Yeah, as of we're recording this February. After that, it's over $100 million worldwide, which has got to put it somewhere in the the anime influx of it all. Just like one of the highest grossing animes of all time in terms of movies. Dragon Ball Super Broly. I'm ready for the next movie. I'm interested.
Are you already? You ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
You think it'll be a soft over, like something not as intense per se?
No, it's always going to be intense. It's always going to be intense. It's going to be. It has to be at this point, because I think we're going to get back. I feel like they're going to continue with sort of the nostalgia trip. Because it's just worked so well.
They still got some things to look over, to replace.
Yeah, I think it's even with Broly and all this other stuff. I think they could reimagine a lot of things in GT.
Yeah,
and just like totally just wipe that out of existence and kind of just like build it back up if they want to do the Black Star Dragon Balls or however they want to do that, or whatever
they plan on going with next.
So they could definitely do that, but. I look forward to see what they have next, but the Dragon Ball FighterZ, a game that I thought was pretty much over with at this point. I really thought, especially
they're going to keep going, man.
Especially with the announcement of the following game, which we'll get to pretty soon. But I really thought Dragon Ball FighterZ is over with, but they announced the Season 2 pass, and is it already out?
Yeah, it's out now. So I was gonna discuss it with you anyway, especially for our listeners. It's a whole nother season. It's like you have to purchase this one separate. So like the one that we gave away doesn't go towards this one, unfortunately. So, right. So there's a season 2. So season 1 is the one that we did the giveaway for our past season, but that was for all the characters that were unlocked then. So this new season 2 pass will have I think six players so far that they've announced, or
I think they've announced
4 of them, but 2 of them are blanked out. But with the leaks correct, I'm pretty sure people already know what they're going to be. But yeah.
I haven't seen the leaks, honestly.
I think I'm pretty sure it's Cleffa and Kaba.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. But anyways, you already see, the Jiren and Videl drop looks pretty awesome. I wasn't expecting Jiren at all.
Yeah, me neither.
So that was pretty cool.
I think with the mega hype of returning the power, and Jiren, people want to play against Jiren, people want to beat Jiren. The sad part is that it doesn't include in any of the game storyline at all. So it's not like anything is going to affect it. Just know Jiren shows up in Android 21, and
yeah, that's over. Yeah.
So it's really
just a character.
He's just a character in a fighting game. So we got we have Jiren, we have Videl. I'm not sure how I feel about the Videl inclusion. Just because
Videl was in last time I saw her. I think it was in one of the Budokais. She was a dope character then, so I don't mind it. Whatever, it's cool, I guess.
It's just weird. All of her. It seems like most of her offense revolves around Gohan.
Yeah, there's more characters that are like that have like little allies. Mm-hmm. But maybe they wanted to make sure they didn't drop 2 powerhouses since Jiren was dropping anyway. So Who knows? And then of course the one that shot like getting Broly and Gogeta.
Yeah,
I didn't even think I didn't think they were gonna do that. Obviously, it makes sense for them to do it, but they weren't involved in the leaks at all. So I feel like it was, I don't want to say last minute, but they were just like, okay, we have to do this because there was no gameplay. They announced it, but in the trailer, they just show clips from the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Even last season, when Android 17 just became, everyone just became a fan. You had to include them. Like, you just have to. So yeah, that's to look forward to. So Dragon Ball Fighters. I don't know if this will further extend the shelf life of the game.
I'm assuming they'll probably go. I mean, I'm sure there'll maybe be a season 3, and then at that point it'll be like whatever the next game is, like Fighters 2 or whatever whatever's next.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, who knows? People are still
we gotta get them the season 2 pass now.
This is true. We have to get it out there. So I would stay tuned because we're probably definitely going to do it.
We definitely. It disappointed me that I went on to download Jaren the other day, and I just noticed that it was a whole other pass. So
you should see. Listen, more of a reason to be a fan of the Lookout, because when we give away this stuff, you're going to be very excited, and everyone who has the game and just willing to play it and just wants to play it will be able to play it to its full extent. So I would look out for that. But in the midst of Fighters and all of those announcements, we also got an announcement of another game, Dragon Ball Project Z.
Yeah,
the action RPG.
Yeah, man.
Is this, you've had RPGs in the past with Dragon Ball. So you feel like this is taking it to the next level?
Well, if as long as they plan on doing it right, I'm all for it. I mean, there was an online there was like an online type Dragon Ball game. I think it was just called like Dragon Ball Online or something like that at the time. I never had it personally, but this looks like they're trying to do it like, to the full extent, the right way. Because a lot of those things, there's no real budget behind it. You know what I'm saying? So like when I saw it was going to be a legit RPG, I just wanted to make sure they got some funds behind it and it's not just a waste. But it looks like, they're not really. I think they're trying to tie up Z properly. So they're going to basically give us the entire Dragon Ball Z story in one RPG-like game.
Which is insane, by the way.
It's a really cool idea. I just want it to work properly. You know what I'm saying? Even Xenoverse, like I bought Xenoverse 1 and 2, and it's a really cool concept, but it also has like.
I feel like it kind of goes off the rails a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It gets very repetitive, and it's just like. I wanted more out of the creation and different stuff like that. It's very like, yeah, you get to create your own saying, but you're still restricted in some aspects. So this, it looks like you're just gonna be playing as Goku for the most part, which is fine, But as long as they set it up like a true RPG, and it's like I said, it's got some money behind it, and it's fun and thorough, and I'm cool with it.
Cool. Goku is definitely the main character of this game. I feel like you'll definitely be able to play as other people. Just because Goku isn't throughout Z, he's not always there. He's usually heard healing on a spaceship flying.
I'm sure you'll get to build like a team, like a team of Z fighters and stuff like that. I just wanted to go right.
I just feel it needs to be like. There's Pokemon, and it's just like, and you and me God, we don't need to have the conversation about it. But just in the sense of like, your main quest, obviously, in this game is to defeat the bad guys, defeat the ultimate villains. But there's so many different side things that you're able to do. Side things you're able to accomplish, and training. I'm talking about training. I'm talking about learning new moves. I'm talking about meeting different type of people. I'm talking about, collecting the Dragon Balls for some sort of action or some sort.
Yeah, no dead analog and like regular stuff that really means.
Yeah.
Like one of my things with Pokemon, I think we both agree, is like post game and just like analog dialogue that doesn't mean anything. Like, it can get very like, wow.
Yeah.
Or I don't need to talk to any of these people because they have nothing for me.
And I mean, in terms of the post game for this game, unless it's like, I couldn't imagine as well. I feel like it'll definitely be about Dragon Ball Z, but I couldn't imagine them not including some super stuff in there.
No, I hope. That's my thing. Like when I
not entire arcs, but like
just little stuff like that. I mean, I'd be okay with it. I hope so. Because when I watch the trailer, it just seems like, okay. So my issue is every time you buy a Dragon Ball Z game, that it could be just a straight fighter, it could be whatever. They always tie in you playing the story over, or aspects of the story, or big moments within the story. Like with Xenoverse, you're reenacting different things that happen in the story, but you got to do it in a different way, or this could happen, or it's like timeline stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't necessarily care to replay what I watched.
Right.
So they have to, like I said, it just has to be like, I've replayed missions like this for these games every year, like on different games that come out. So as long as it's unique and there's different things like, side quests and a lot of different side quests, or you can't do this until you do that, I'm okay with it. But it's an RPG, so I'm assuming they're gonna make it pretty deep.
Yeah, because just looking at the standard of where RPGs are in 2019, as opposed to when really just like late 90s, early 2000s, to be an even reputable RPG, it needs to be stacked with things to do, and just the realistic factor of it all just needs to be there.
Right.
So
it looks cool. It looks like it's made just like from a visual standpoint. It looks like it's just Xenoverse, but
a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, probably a little bit cleaner. I mean, it's saying PS4, Xbox One, and PC, so it's not like one of those releases where Japan gets it for an entire year and then we get it, the next year. So hopefully it's like a worldwide release. It's good, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so. It looks good. So
you gonna buy the Switch or what,
bro? Is it forced?
I saw you shooting. I don't know if it's not announced on Switch yet, but I'm sure
it'll come on Switch eventually. I'm thinking about it. The new, whenever the new Pokemon title comes out, I'm there.
Definitely.
I'm there, so it's like it's really just a matter of time.
It should be soon. You know how Pokemon get down.
Yeah,
you'll know something by E3, and then it'll be coming out in November.
Yeah, I'm ready. It should have started by now, quite honestly. But
yeah, I'm surprised there's no weeks.
You know what? It probably is because Here's a whole other side conversation.
I'm saying, bro. Yeah.
I feel like we still need to have that too.
Yeah, that's true.
We could do a bonus episode. Just our ideas on what's happening and what's going on. Because right now, besides Go, and maybe Let's Go.
Yeah, if you're playing Let's Go and you're shiny hunting and you're doing shit like that, the game is still pretty fun. But obviously, I don't get to turn mine on that much often. But
yeah,
I definitely would like to talk about, because they did a lot of cool things in the game that make you wonder what's next for the little things that they just add as far as super and stuff like that. So we'll see. It's not a very competitive game, so I'm hoping that this one that comes out is a very competitive game. So
we shall see. But listen, it's time for us to get to the featured presentation.
Oh yeah.
All of the news that we've talked about, which is fantastic, and it continues to keep the Dragon Ball titles and series and everything thriving, which we are grateful for, because it allows us to do this podcast and continue to do this podcast for the last year. So shout out to just everything, the 21st century of everything Dragon Ball. But we've got to get a feature presentation, which is the Future Trunks arc, which really should be the Goku Black arc, which maybe should be the Zamasu arc.
It should just be called Black Arc.
I think so.
I just think it's so cool. Like, just call it the Black Arc, man.
Because you get it confused with the other future. Future Trunks has been there already, so it's kind of like to label it. It is thing about Future Trunks, but at the same time, it's like really the attraction of it all is Goku Black.
Of course. I mean, even even when I first started watching it again, like for however many times I've seen it, it's like Trunks. I guess because when we were first introduced to Trunks, future
Hmm.
Trunks, the way that the show was drawn, it just seems like it just as soon as you see him, you just feel like you're watching a completely different Trunks.
Yeah.
Although it's the same Trunks from Cell games, it's just weird. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't seem the same.
So I want to roll back to 3 years ago
Yeah.
when Future Trunks arc was announced and it was going to premiere and all that other stuff. I was not watching Super. I didn't catch on to Super actually until the mid-tournament of Power arc.
Okay.
So everything surrounding like the excitement of like, oh my God, it's Future Trunks. Oh my God, Trunks is back. Oh my God, who's that? Oh my God. I don't know if you can embellish on just the moment of it all.
Well, for me, I was watching, but see, my issue was I had saw Black like before I really got excited about this. So I didn't know. I just thought it was another like I wasn't that excited for it because I just thought it was another evil type Goku situation. Like,
and we've had those before,
right? So like I couldn't really invest in it. And I think if you saw like the pictures of Trunks, like the first promo shots, like it throws you off a little bit because like I said, the first time we meet Future Trunks, it's a completely different look.
Mm-hmm. He's got blue hair now.
Yeah, right. I think that was them just trying to like, separate Kid and Future Trunks since they were going to coincide, at some point. But it was just weird. But I mean, who doesn't like Trunks though? At the end of the day, like Trunks is probably one of the more beloved characters on the show.
The showdown is coming.
You mortal menace. My final judgment is now upon you.
You're the last hope we've got, son. It's all up to you.
Let's throw down! I was hoping you'd say that. He just keeps getting stronger and stronger.
Let's show him we're not giving up!
Dragon Ball Super, Saturdays at 10:30.
This isn't gonna be easy. I wasn't expecting easy.
Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
In 2016, this was announced, and I think just judging from pretty much all my research surrounding this, and it started June 12th, the actual arc itself. There's a lot of conspiracies and a lot of thoughts and a lot of ideas about who Goku Black was and what did he have to do with the show. Some people were saying he was an older Goten. I read that, which would have been
that would have been cool.
That would have been actually kind of cool.
yeah. At least we knew Goten was legit later.
Right. But that doesn't make any sense because Goku wouldn't even
it doesn't. Yeah,
I mean, it could have been Goten from another time. Who knows? Time
travel. They can make anything work on this shit. You already know.
There was a thought of it, Turles becoming canon, and Turles is from. Is it the World's Strongest? Is it the Tree of Might? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's from Tree of Might.
He's definitely a Tree of Might. So.
And that would be dope too.
That would be dope if he became canon in the series and people would, see like, yo, they're actually incorporating the movie into the show. And he, he's come back, he's evil, he's back for revenge, et cetera, blah, 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 blah. There's another theory that he was a god of destruction.
Interesting.
Wouldn't have been bad, but, would have raised a whole lot of more questions about how does one become a god of destruction and
because we still don't know that. Although
and why Goku is there.
I do feel like that's where Super is going though. I think we talked about that.
You think Goku and Vegeta become gods of destruction themselves because it has been thrown around in the series?
Yeah, definitely. Or well, yeah. I kind of think Frieza's next up, but. We'll see, man. I have so many new theories for like wherever this show decides to go next after the Broly movie.
Oh,
of course,
the manga.
We know where they're at with that.
Oh my god, bro!
Yeah.
Shout out to I'll say this. We won't talk about it much. Maybe we'll talk about it at a future date. But them going back to Namek is very cool.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah.
Very, very cool. So the Goku Black arc came to the world June 12, 2016 in Japan. Didn't really come to the United States until last year. But Since then it has been done broadcast in the United States, and we're in the Tournament of Power arc, and we're getting through all of that other stuff. But what was your early thoughts on this? It's the first original arc since the Resurrection F and the Battle of God stuff. Because it's for them to be kind of going back to Trunks. To me, is exciting. It's exciting, and it's what we said Dragon Ball Super is all about. There's a lot of fan service. There's a lot of callbacks. There's a lot of different other things. But what did you generally think just around that? Just, okay, this is what we're doing. Okay, let's see where this goes.
Bro, I honestly, I feel like there weren't enough Trunk moments, even when we did get them originally in Z. Mm-hmm. Especially with, the Bulma, Vegeta. And then, of course, now Little Trunks is, where he is. And all the Mai stuff, and you know what I'm saying?
Mai wasn't even a thing.
I know. So it's just like, it's cool to see it all incorporated. But I was honestly I was more interested in the Goku Black, that concept and what it was than actual Trunks. I mean, like I said, I always thought Trunks was cool. So I was like, well, if they want to go with Trunks again, then I'm with it. Of course, like I'm not gonna be like, I don't know about going back to the future again.
It's interesting how so much of the time travel, that the fact that they went back to time travel, mm-hmm. considering how confusing they kind of made it in Cell Saga.
They said, fuck it. We still got it.
But I think they simplified it in general for this arc because it's really just the two timelines now. They're just kind of bouncing back and forth. Mm-hmm. I think there's there might be a third timeline. Every time I think there's a certain number, there's always one more.
We went over this.
This is very true.
All those different timelines.
So there's just, we roughly go back and forth between two timelines. There may be one more other timeline that is included in this, but it's interesting. When I first, the first time I'll say that the first time I actually saw Goku Black was probably when it was airing, because people on my timeline were just like, whoa, it's a Black Goku.
Yeah.
And just the term Goku Black itself to me is triggering. To me, it's just like, is it a dark Goku? He's darker than original Goku. So is he a black Goku?
He does have a little bit of a tan.
Listen, a little African American action. I'm not down. I'm down with that.
I just like the term black. I think I told you that before. Like, I just wish they went with I wish that they never even called him Goku. Just black.
Just black.
I like, even like it's a pet peeve of mine, bro. Like, for example, I turn on Fighters, I go play with Black. Like, even on there, he's Goku Black, and I just don't like it. I just wish his name was just Black.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you know what? That's actually a good point. I would love if his name was just Black. I think it would be a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think it would be like, maybe for SEO purposes.
I mean, yeah, I get it.
It's just like, Black. You Google it, and then what happens?
It's just it's just a dope name for me. That's all. Like, for his type of character that he is, it would have been dope to just ignore the whole Goku part. The fact that he looks like him, until we actually found out why, of course. And they just and his name was just Black. Because I think even when Trunks, it's rather Trunks and Bulma or Trunks and Mai, when they were talking, he just called him Black straight up too.
100%.
In the beginning, at least.
Let's talk about the intro to this Goku Black arc. Because to me, it's the coolest introduction of a villain that I've ever seen in this series, and still to this day, honestly. Previously, in terms of just the introduction for villains, I think Raditz was a bit jarring, just because it was just like, oh shit, aliens. Fuck. Yeah. Everyone's an alien now.
With a tail.
Right. Another Saiyan with a tail, so it's kind of jarring. In terms of villains Vegeta and Nappa, can't forget that. They came, blew shit up immediately.
Brown hair Vegeta. Yeah, my guy.
Frieza's introduction was a bit, it was cold, but it was like, it wasn't as like destructive as this.
No.
And even Boo's itself was a little bit like off-putting, because it's supposed to be this, like, he comes off as like cuddly and like, light and warm and all this other stuff, but he's a villain.
Yeah.
The only person I'd probably, relate this to is maybe Cell.
Cell had a very Cell had some dark episodes, dude.
It was a very Cell's introduction. It was layered. It was kind of very evil. it came by surprise because you thought the villains, and even Android 17 and Android 18, also a very good introduction.
Agreed. But they had a lot of relief in there.
Right. Because they weren't the actual villains, and that was
Right.
really the thing. Like the way Cell came in, but Goku Black is, or just Black rather,
straight chaos.
He comes in and it's just chaos. I love the intro to this, of where we cut into the episode and Trunks is just running and there's destruction again, and it's like, how is this happening in your timeline again?
People you care about die immediately. That's when you know it gets serious.
They had to pretty much like justify that this means this is bad. More bodies had to fall, and the first one that we saw was future Bulma.
Where did she go? Get off her!
Trunks, don't! Be strong! You have to go! You have to!
Mom, I swear I'll make it back. I'll save this world no matter what.
She called it. Well, you know what? I like.
She did the right thing though. What she was doing, she did the right thing.
No fear. That's what I remember.
She knew how important. She knew how important it was for Trunks to get this shit going.
So the entire first few scenes, I love it just because the intensity is all the way up, and the color palettes and the darkness and the fact that you don't actually see what he looks like for the entire part of the first episode.
Yeah, Earth was like I like the way Earth looks in his world, obviously, but I like that it's consistent. Like if you look back at it in Z, it's the same shit.
Yeah,
it's still truly just a wreck. It's a mess.
But we don't get to see that. We don't get to see that
they live in though.
That point between the android and this one, where it's like maybe it's okay now.
Yeah, no.
It's like the only time we ever see this timeline is when it's like fire, brimstone, and everything's exploding.
It never looks like they have a good day.
No. So
that's how they feed it to us.
Bulma is trying to, get this energy. I forgot what it's called. Blue energy is what I'm going to refer to as, because I actually don't know the name of it.
That glass sealed juice.
Yeah. So she's trying to, they need to go to the future. They need to find a way how to stop Black. This is the second time that they've just given up on themselves and said, listen, we need to go to another timeline to get fighters worthy to beat this guy. Bulma is the first casualty. And, Trunks trying to escape. Bulma knows that Trunks is the only possible way to save this timeline, so she sacrifices herself, and she's gone, which is crazy. Within the first 5 minutes of this actual arc, she's done.
Blasted.
Body evaporates, bodied.
Yeah, literally, like Black still holding her in his hand, and she just disintegrates. It's pretty terrible, man.
It's pretty, it's crazy to think. I mean, it's not like, and I'll say with this arc, there's a lot of, I'll say the difference between Black and most things is Black is about it. Black ain't about.
He doesn't, if he's got to kill you right then and there,
he doesn't mince words.
No.
There's several times in this arc, we've seen people get impaled. We've seen, people, a whole bunch of other kind of gory things that we don't see in previous arcs, quite frankly. But yeah, I mean, the second kind of casualty is Mai and Future Mai. And I want to talk about Future Mai for a little bit, because
Future Mai,
this is the first time we've seen, I mean, Mai wasn't in Z at all. Mai isn't even talked about in Z, in the Android saga or anything like that. So when we see that she's still alive and that it's Future Mai and we're trying to figure out everything like that, what are your thoughts on Future Mai?
I love the character. I just thought it was I thought it was just to secure a love interest for Trunks. But she's kind of hardcore though. She's kind of gangster though.
We needed a few more strong women characters in the show, to be quite honest with you.
She's always holding the shotty with one hand. Like there's this still shot when you're watching the anime and it cuts to a commercial, but there's no commercial, and they do like the little pause scene. It's like,
oh yeah.
The
little screensavers.
I'm like, yo, you are out here. Like that'll blow your fucking shoulder off.
Maya's out here.
Yeah, she cold. She cold.
We needed another female, just badass in the show. Because
that's human.
Every I mean, we have so many, but they're not really.
Yeah, because really think about anything. It. Videl fell back.
So did Android 18.
Chi-Chi's probably the next wild one besides Bulma.
Right. But there isn't anyone,
because Pan's not old enough yet.
Right. There isn't anyone on the front lines to say. And we don't really get that again until we get to, Universe 6 and where Kale and
of course.
Khalifa are doing
the ones we're used to.
Right.
Not out here like they used to be.
So Mai gets in on the front lines, and she also understands the importance of this all. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of a love interest thing there. There's a little bit of a camaraderie. There's a little bit of, we're doing what we got to do to save the future, and we don't know quite yet how, but we got to do what we have to do.
I need a girl like that, man. Look. Mai literally pulls up on Black and starts trying to shoot him with a shotgun.
Bam.
Like she knows damn well this ain't it. This ain't gonna cut it. But she did it anyways.
Right. Her, well, you know what I like. So she gets caught in the crossfire a little bit, and it looks like she's dead. And by Trunks, estimation, she's gone. Well,
he holds her for like 30 seconds, and then he's like, "Is she gonna wake up?"
And then once she realizes he's gone, we finally get the look up. Trunks looks up. He can't believe it, and we finally see emerging from the shadows, emerging from the fire. We finally get to see the actual body and the face behind this person.
Majestic.
And it's like it looks like Goku.
Killed her! It's about time, Saiyan. You've been running around making messes for too long, and now I'm going to choke the life from you. I can't wait to watch you die.
He looks a bit more lean.
A little bit more lean.
Lean. The fit's a little harder.
You think so?
I love Black's fit, bro. I always have, bro. I like that. I like that gray palette. I like it a lot, man. Do you know who Noob Saibot is?
No.
He's a Mortal Kombat character. It's like he dresses the same as a Sub-Zero,
right?
Scorpion, but it's black and gray.
Interesting. Okay.
It's a really dope palette, but like, yeah, man, Black got the fit. His eyebrows are a little bit more like obviously evil. He's got that sinister look to him. If Goku was a dickhead.
Yeah. If there was anything to sort of tip you off about what he is and what they did, it's the Batara earring in his ear.
Oh, facts. And the long sleeves.
So it kind of makes you wonder. I'm sure when you see that,
it's like, why does this guy have long sleeves? That's the only thing that throws me off, actually.
When you see that, everything kind of goes in your mind. It's like, who is this guy? Why does he have a Batara earring? Is he a fusion? He can't be because he doesn't have two.
That's right. Earring's hard, by the way.
Just one earring, left ear. You know what it is.
Know what it is. It's a fact, bro.
So let's talk about, because we're only talking about the first two episodes. To me, the first two episodes, this could have been a movie.
Oh, easily.
Just the way things are rolling out, the way things are we get a few more characters on it, and we do see the present time as well, where we go back to the present time, and it's a stark difference from whatever the future is, because it's so colorful. and it's so vibrant, and the characters are, going through their own problems, but it's not the problems of destruction that we see in this future timeline. It's
but same location. Isn't that crazy? Like they're in the same location of each other, just different times.
Capsule Corp. We see Emperor Pilaf. I always forget the dog's name.
I don't know the dog's name.
He has a name.
At least I don't remember what his name is.
Let me see. Let me try to pull it up.
All right, I'm about to see right now.
Because I'm just assuming. Shu. There we go. Shu. You never know. You never know until now. Maybe when we get back into Dragon Ball, we figure it out. But considering how much you watched Dragon Ball and the fact we didn't know his name.
No, bro, I never pay attention to that guy. The Pilaf gang, man. How did I not know this guy's name?
Listen, is he in any of the games?
No. No, he's not. He's not in any of the games. But like, it's probably because we haven't. Hopefully, this season we'll get to talk about Dragon Ball a little more. Mm-hmm. And
oh yeah, for sure. This year we're going back into Dragon Ball for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the first 2 episodes are kind of like a movie, and that's how it kind of set the scene for me. And this is what piqued my interest so much. And this has actually piqued my interest of why we're only covering the first 2 episodes, because so much goes down and so much sets the scene and so much plays out. But they kind of leave you with a little bit of intrigue, and they leave you with a lot to imagine, a lot to sort of come up with in your own mind, while you're also getting this battle between Trunks and Goku Black. Which to me, one of the first fights in the show, you really get to see kind of what both people are sort of made of, and why they're doing the things that they're sort of doing, and what the motivations are, and everything like that. And so I love the first 2 episodes of this arc.
It could have easily been a movie. I think we mentioned it last season when we were just discussing him randomly, and just saying how much Black could have easily been a feature film.
Right.
And how much we wish it was. Of course, I want to talk. We said we'd talk about this, but how it could have been drawn a little better, and different things that we just could have enjoyed more about it if it was a feature film. Because if I would have saw, some of the things that escalate later on in the season, like drawn for film purposes, I would have freaked out.
You know what? I think just the way this arc kind of ends. It leaves an open door for a possible movie in the future. I'll say that. It leaves a bit, and it's actually led to an open door for something that's completely not canon. If you're into Dragon Ball superheroes,
yeah, of course. It's just Black. Black is just so. I just feel like the character itself and like the way that it's designed, and it's one of those characters you wish you could see more.
Yeah.
Although you know that you probably won't. It's just the fact that it existed. And it's really cool, and you just wish that it was a main, even though it's a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? That happens too much to me. Like I'm just like, oh my god. I'm sure you know how you finished Hunter x Hunter.
Oh yeah.
So you know how I feel about like, you know what I mean? Like about wishing that certain characters didn't go.
Right, 100%. Like, I would say in mine, Hisoka.
What are you talking about?
Hunter x Hunter.
Oh yeah. Are you okay with Kite, man?
Yeah, the way it ended out.
I have a lot of theories about Kite.
Okay, we'll get to when we get to look out.
Rebirth. Yeah, Kite's rebirth. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
But we kick off the second episode and they're still fighting. They're still going back and forth. Trunks turns Super Saiyan. I think at this point it's Super Saiyan 2.
Looks like it.
He looks like
that's all he's rocking with.
Yeah, looks like he's going to the next step and not like went crazy with it or nothing like that. But he's gone to the next step. He's fighting Black Super Saiyan 2, and the 2 seem evenly matched. But Trunks' entire thing is like, I need to get away because I need to go back to the future. And he gets badly injured in this fight, but he manages to, he managed to dip out. He pulls out a Masenko, which is a nice ode to Gohan.
One arm Gohan. It's just the little things, man. Gohan loses his arm, man.
Is it really a Masenko if you only do it with one arm?
That's a good question. The poor man's Masenko.
Oh my god! Masenko. Listen,
cool move, man. Cool move.
Cool move.
Never got its dues. Man. I feel like they tried to make Masenko like the
they did. I mean,
Kamehameha Big
was a
Bang
thing.
attack Gallic gun type thing. But it
never slapped the same. But
it didn't slap the same, bro. It did not. They just said let's just give Gohan Kamehameha wave, call it a day.
So, Trunks manages to get the slip from Goku Black, and he gets in the time machine. He's able to fill it up. He's able to, shoot up into the sky. Goku Black tries to, he sees him, and he's like, "Oh, you're not going to escape from me," and he disappears.
He was like, "You're not getting away from me in that." Basically, is what he said. He looked at the machine. He was like, "Nah, nigga, this ain't it."
And
that's what he said, basically.
Goku Black escapes. Future Trunks escapes, and Goku Black is like, "Where is this motherfucker? Why can I not find him?"
He's like, "Oh, he's gone completely."
Tries to sense him. He looks like he's sensing very hard, like he just learned how to sense because it's not cool at all. He's literally like,
you're normally when Goku and shit does, Goku just closes his eyes.
Very calm. This man is
like powering up, trying to find him. I did notice that too. That's funny you say that because I was like, why is he
sensing so hard? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, aren't you a god, bro?
He's like, he's gone. They're gone. So it's at this point, Goku Black is left with the world. To me, my only thing is he didn't destroy the Earth at this point.
Yeah, he could have easily just blew it up.
But I'm sure he could have blew it up a long time ago. But I feel like he wants.
That's why I couldn't be a villain. I couldn't. As soon as Trunks left, I just would have blew that shit up, man.
He's not here. Fuck it.
Yeah, forget it.
No, I'm sure he wants to kill each human one by one.
I forget. That's always it's like it's such a waste of time.
Listen, this is a villain activity. I feel like
this whole thing up, man.
Nah, I feel like that's not. You don't got enough cool. You don't get enough cool points as a villain.
One by one, that's every villain's mistake. It's like just blow it up now.
Nah, the only person who successfully attempted to blow things up was like Kid Buu, maybe, and Frieza.
Yeah.
Let's see. We go back to the future. We get a look at present.
This is some of my favorite dialogue.
The present Trunks stuff
but yeah, like Trunks and Maya and them trying to
do math,
create a conspiracy as to if this was like a love child of Bulma and Vegeta, like at some other point in time. He's like, he looks just like you.
So future Trunks, present Trunks, and the Pilaf gang are they're out there getting homeschooled because public education for what?
Yeah, what do they need this for?
Yeah, they're rich,
super rich, dude.
So the time machine comes back, and they hear something outside, and present Trunks is the first one to see, and he sees someone passed out in the seat, and they go and call Bulma, and she's like, "Oh my god, this can't be." But it is.
She got that glider that
very nice.
That shit was hard, bro.
Very nice.
They got too much money, man. They got too much money.
They got too much smarts, man. Listen, the inventions, everything, all the other sort. This is the first time we see present Trunks come to the realization of what future Trunks is.
Yeah.
And to me, that was always what is
something really cool.
They should play off more. You know what?
They did it a little bit, when he was a baby, but he was a baby then, so it didn't matter.
I'll say it's cool now, but to me, it didn't hold up throughout the entire arc. And I'll say it just
because there could have been way more moments that illustrated it better. Like I said, if they have cool little things where it's just a funny thing here and there, like I guess maybe they didn't want them to interact so much.
Right?
They are the same person technically.
Right, but
I don't know.
It was weird. I thought also the and we're skipping a little bit ahead. I thought the interactions with present.
Wait! Stop!
I thought those was weird.
Listen. But I really thought it was weird.
I thought it was very weird.
I thought it was cringy. I thought it was very cringy. 9 times out of 10, that little 15-20 minutes of like collectively with like Mai and future Trunks was very weird.
Very weird.
A little weird. It's very weird to watch. I'm sure everybody who's seen it definitely probably feel the same way.
Meanwhile,
talk about that again.
No. Meanwhile, during all of this, Goku and Vegeta are training on Beerus's planet. Of course. Um, Flashback to this, Goku was actually doing, domestic work, and he found out Vegeta was training and got
Cabbages.
tight.
Him and Piccolo were pulling. Was it cabbages or lettuce?
I think it was lettuce. I want to say lettuce. I don't know. Maybe cabbage.
How do they not have money, man? Think about that, man. Why is Bulma not cutting a check, man?
Because, man,
Bulma can't lend $5 million, man.
Bulma's
Do you think Bulma's a billionaire?
She has to be.
She has
She's
to be,
wealthy.
right?
She's wealthy.
You telling me that
She's
Goku and Chi-Chi still living like that, man?
She probably don't really mess with Chi-Chi crazy like that.
Wow.
Yeah, she
Wow,
probably,
Mills.
I'm just saying. Also, Goku should work for his money.
I mean, I hear you, but
The reason why they're poor is because the person who's supposed to be the breadwinner is not working, and the person who's at home doing the home stuff
you have a point.
also isn't working.
I think it's like a tie on to like how lucky is Vegeta, right? He came from a planet where his father ruled and he's a prince, and then he gets to Earth, tries to destroy it, and still ends up being
Grabs the
all-powerful.
easiest sugar mama that he
Right.
could and cash out.
Hilarious, man. Good for him.
Bulma contacts Beerus's planet, and we get Vegeta and Goku head back immediately to the scene. It's very cool, actually, just in terms of this entire thing and how it's reacting, because the music, the dialogue, the intensity, the moment, the acknowledgement of everything. It's just the way this episode ends to me is very cool, and it actually wanted me to want more. But also it's kind of like, huh, what?
I just think like they saw that it was Trunks from the future, and like I just like how they reacted as if it's still the same Trunks that they know right now. Like it was such a big deal. Like they already knew they had to be there right away. He was injured. It was clear that he was injured. Vegeta was really, man, it shows a lot of Vegeta growth just in that little bit of time, just the way that he acted towards that situation.
Right. He was like, listen, let's get back to Earth. Oh, we got to find Trunks. Oh, we can't thank Trunks. Oh,
Yeah. He even asked about little Trunks too in that dialogue. He was like, "Is Trunks with you?"
Yeah, power up so we can get back there. That's interesting in itself.
For sure.
They get back there. Goku go fetch us some sensu beans. Interesting that we see Yajirobe, because this will not be the last time that we see him in this arc.
Of course.
But it is what it is. I like the Yajirobe's inclusion in this arc. I'll say that.
You a fan?
I'm a fan. That it kept it consistent.
Serious moments. He's had some serious moments within the franchise.
If this was a movie, he would have been the character that was like comic relief, because the fact that out of everyone who died, he is still alive is crazy.
Yajirobe barely takes L's. He rarely takes
really.
L's. It's a fact.
Really. They get back with the sensu beans. President Trunks is worried. He's like, yo, who is this older Trunks that's like stepping on? He's got blue hair. He's his son.
His name's Trunks.
Named Trunks, all this other stuff. Who is this? Future Trunks wakes up, and the first thing that he sees is Bulma, and he sees Goku in the background. And Goku's like, keep a stiff upper lip, champ.
Yeah.
Or some shit like that. And Trunks just flies off the handle, and he goes and he immediately goes to punch, Goku. And that's kind of how it ends. Very interesting.
Yeah, it was the best way to end it, considering he has been terrorized by this other, character that looks just like Goku. So of course the first thing he does when he wakes up and sees Goku, he reacts in that way. So
Trunks throughout this arc, I mean, I think they play a lot on. I think more so now than before. And it's not that it wasn't explained before, but I just think it's very high end now. I feel like they play a lot of off of the PTSD that he has.
Yeah. It's a nice touch. I mean, it kind of reminds you, damn, like
He's only seen destruction.
Right. Like since he helped defeat Cell, left, came back, all he's had is chaos for the most part.
I mean, even as a baby, everyone died.
Right.
Everyone died. It was only Bulma was left. He didn't have any memories. He only had the stories that they said, and that the androids were, two destructive beings that did everything.
It's a horrible life, man.
He came back to the present time, still amassed a lot of destruction, still had to go against Cell, died in the process, came back to life, goes back to his own time. And, throughout this arc, they hint at like, okay, Boo was about the thing, and then he stops Boo, which is great. Just stops that. He does everything that we talked about in the last arc. Why did they just stop him here? He was that guy.
Handled it before it happened.
Yeah. Just knocked it out. He was like, listen, this doesn't need to go this far.
Yeah.
But here, I think a lot of the PTSD and a lot of the running and a lot of the loss and a lot of the destruction that happens and occurs is played off of a lot in the show. It really adds to his character, and we see it through several times. And I think we'll get to this in a couple of episodes, probably the next episode. But
it's a great way. They found a really great way to separate, our present Trunks with future Trunks, because they're really two different characters.
They're two different.
Honestly, like they are just two different characters completely. One is way more like his father, but still pretty cool and chill, but has no fear.
It's really because future Trunks hasn't really had to. Well, the present Trunks hasn't really had to deal with anything.
Exactly.
He dealt with Boo, but otherwise, that he's never really had to deal with the amount of villains and the amount of terrorizations that future Trunks has had to deal with. That has grown him and just formed him into the person that he is.
That's why future Trunks is OP. We're gonna find out. Like he's really strong.
I love, and we'll get to this through the next couple episodes, but this is kind of just a preview of what we're talking about. I love his interactions with Gohan.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That also plays a lot off the PTSD and the future and what could have been and all this other stuff.
Reminiscing about the Cell games is always
right.
Always
I love. There are things I don't love about this arc, and you mentioned one already, and it was the animation.
Oh yeah, there are some bad episodes that could have been amazing, but it
gets bad.
Yeah, it gets like lazy bad, and some of the episodes are ones where you're like, if this was done like even the first two, which is basically what this episode is about, they weren't even great.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're solid, like they're doable. There's some scenes that are better than others, but like, man, some of the ones later on are like not even close to episodes 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's really just like doodles. It gets where it's like doodles really on paper.
Really bad. And luckily, the story worked, or this could have hurt.
There's a lot of back and forth time traveling I didn't like after a while.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit before. It's just kind of it gets weird. It's like, how is this not affecting everything under the sun?
There's also, what else didn't I like? What I did? What I did like was the mystery. And then it all kind of wasn't all laid out at the same time. And they went in with their own sort of thoughts on how things could happen, and they found out none of that was true because this is what happened. I love that it's like a lingering mystery of like, who is Goku Black?
Right. I mean, there was a few answers. Like, obviously we talked about, we didn't like, future Trunks and present Mai's interactions. And I also want to know, man, like, can motherfuckers just choose whatever color they want their hair to be? We'll find out, man. Because if that's a choice, I'm upset.
Interesting. All right.
I couldn't imagine, bro.
Any thoughts you had about these 2 episodes? These just 2 episodes that we covered.
It's honestly, it's a really, really great way to start an arc. It's one of the better introductions to an arc that we've seen. It is exciting. It leaves a bunch of questions. Obviously, we get to bring back some old marks that we hit during Dragon Ball Z. Little Trunks and future Trunks interaction. We see 2 major characters die. And of course, the new enemy looks just like Goku. So, I mean, who's not going to pay attention?
We really don't know what's going to go on. I mean, we know what's going to go on. I mean,
right, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's a lot of. There's still, like, if you watch this for the first time, you will really enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I remember watching it for the first time and just being like, and you're watching it in sub, so you're reading everything and just
yeah. Some people may have already saw Black, and then they saw him, in his future, like in different ways, and they're already excited just based off what they know they're about to see or look at. Because I got friends who didn't see anything about Black until they actually saw Super Saiyan Black, and then they're like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like, just
right.
To me, him alone, he's the reason why you have to watch this arc. Truly.
Does he become a truly iconic character? I mean, I think for Super, he becomes that that character.
Mills,
it's kind of like Jiren.
I just wish Mills. He's just so cool to me. That's why I wish he was never called Goku Black, because I just want him to be his own entity and be his own thing. And it's just different. He's just a different type of character. I mean, I don't have him up there on a very prestigious list of Dragon Ball Z villains or Dragon Ball villains, just because of I feel like there could have been more. But I feel like his importance wasn't as much as they could have made it, and that's okay. I get it. You know what I mean?
I think because he was in a timeline that really wasn't canon.
Exactly. You can't really do anything about it. It's just, this is where he
exists in this certain space.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. I wish it was more massive for him because of just how cool I think the whole character is, and later on what we find out about him, but it wasn't that way, and that's cool. I think everything can't be consistent about who's on the show or who's the main villain or whatever. Just because he looks really cool doesn't mean you're going to see it ever again. And this is just one of those moments, it's just like, hey, yeah, we have some cool things drawn up for this character, but he is what he is. His purpose is just for this.
This has been the start of the Goku Black arc. If you love the podcast, if you love the Lookout, please like, share, subscribe. If you want to rate us 5 stars on iTunes, feel free to put the Lookout in the subject title and just let us know why you love the Lookout and everything about it. Let's see. There's so much other things to look forward to on RNC this week. You have RSPN as they continue to approach their year anniversary with you and Mark. So shout out to you guys.
Yep.
Big props on that. 1 year of doing the podcast. Man. Not an easy feat.
Not especially with that guy. He's gonna fucking kill me.
We have the A Show always. Myself, Justin, week to week basis on professional wrestling. This week we're covering the Elimination Chamber as it comes up next week Sunday. We also have the Perfect Play with Huey. You can always look out for that. He's got interviews out the wazoo. He's got content out the wazoo. The man is really doing his entire thing. Shout out to the Perfect Play. Shout out to everyone over there. We have got, I think we're getting we should have a new RAOP gaming this week.
I'm pretty sure we're supposed to.
We're getting new RAOP gaming this week, and they will talk about Kingdom Hearts and whether or not it was mid. I'm hearing things.
I didn't purchase it yet, but I heard it's mid. I heard it's mid.
I guess we'll see. That's just the way life goes sometimes. We had new 2 belts this week. 2 belts.
Hey,
with
man.
myself.
I meant to talk to you about that, man. Listen, man, I meant to talk to you about that.
We can talk about it off air.
Oh, what a great idea! I hope I have that type of power one day. I really do, man. I really do. I'm honored. I'm honored to even listen to that.
Oh my God, we can talk about it off air. But yes, you can definitely listen to Two Belts. We have a few more episodes coming up. We have 3 more episodes before the finale of the show. So look out for that. And just so much more on RNC. We have RNC Radio Live. We have R&B and RNC that are currently out. We have a new upcoming playlist this week. This week, because it's Valentine's Day, we'll have Thought Mode Volume 2.
Yuck. Not the
Valentine's.
Not the playlist, but not the playlist, but Valentine's Day.
I mean, it is what it is. You'll have Thought Mode Volume 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm into.
And then you can also listen to, the playlist that Jeff and Cyrus curated, Blush. Blush.
That shit's very emotional. If you don't give a damn about Valentine's Day, check out Blush and check out fucking Thought
Mode Volume 2.
That's really all you need, man.
It really is. This has been episode 27 of The Lookout. Thank you guys for supporting. Continue to share it if you're an anime fan, if you're a Dragon Ball fan. If you want to hear anything from us, just let us know. You can hit us up, myself on Twitter at MeelzTV, MEELZTV. You can hit up Jeff at Old Newsboy. You can hit up RNC Radio Live on Twitter. You can follow everything for updates. We'll be giving out the season 2 pass sometime in the future. So you're going to want to stay. You're going to want to stay tuned to that because that's really going to be the only way you win it. Mm-hmm. If you guys want us to start covering other anime too, I mean,
let us. Hey, I will do it. It's just you gotta let us know.
You've heard what I've heard. You've heard what I've seen. You know what Jeff has seen.
Yeah,
we have no problems.
If you want to talk about it. We can talk about it.
So yeah, that is it. We'll be back next week. We're just gonna keep the episodes rolling with The Lookout. So thank you guys for tuning in. Peace out.